here in Ukraine with Mamay Foundation, helping Ukraine US. Came to see our new car for evacuation civilians. And here is Olga from Mamay Foundation, and I'm going to ask Olga about this car.
Hello, I'm Olya. I'm a founder of Mamay Charity Foundation here in Ukraine, and I'm really glad to finally meet Olga. And first of all, I want to thank all the donors from US for this amazing vehicle that we were able to make only because of you, because every dollar went straight for this. So what we are doing with this vehicle, this is a CASEVAC vehicle, so we are using it for evacuation efforts from the frontline areas. So it's Kherson region, Donetsk region. Right now, unfortunately, it's also Sumy as a new frontline area. There are thousands and thousands of civilian people still left in those areas. Unfortunately, we're not talking only about elderly people, what is the majority, but also we're talking about families with kids, and they're still out there. They still need a lot of help, and we as a team, I have amazing medics from all around the world next to me, and we're working in this vehicle trying to save as much lives as possible.
What is your next trip? At what area are you going?
So we just came back from Liman area. It's Donetsk region. It's Donetsk region, and now probably like next we are trying to prepare everything right now, resupply our vehicle with all the necessities, and we're going to Sumy region, where unfortunately it's a new frontline area, but unfortunately it's one of the toughest ones right now, and there are again thousands and thousands of people who need help.
What is needs right now in Ukraine for evacuation?
Everything. But if to be more specific, honestly, so much money is going just for vehicle maintenance, because this vehicle is pretty much brand new at this point, but the roads are terrible. Absolutely terrible. It can be one evac trip back and forth to the hospital, and you already need new tires, new brakes. It just, so after every trip this vehicle needs to be repaired, something needs to be changed. Also, here we have, for example, a drone jammer. This is probably the most expensive thing we have inside this vehicle right now. So the drone threat is very real in all the areas we're working at, and unfortunately Russians are targeting medical vehicles all the time. So that's why without this drone jammer, like, we will not be able to move to the areas where we are working. So this is something that actually saves lives, and it also gets broken. Some pieces are getting lost, so this is also something. So yeah, like piece by piece there are a lot of things. Fuel is expensive, supplies are expensive, so this is just like basic things, but like this is something that we need on a daily basis.
What about medical supplies?
Yes, of course, medical supplies. I am personally, as a Ukrainian, I'm trying as much as I can to support local economy. So whenever I have fundings strictly for medical supplies, I'm trying to purchase everything in Ukraine that is made in Ukraine, because it's easier, because then I don't need to spend a lot of money on shipping from the US, and yeah, and it's just like also supporting local economy. But unfortunately there are a lot of supplies that we just do not have in Ukraine yet. Hopefully one day we will. So this I would like, this is chest seals, this is needle decompression, so all this medical supplies, most of it is coming from US. Most of it is coming from US. I have some of other organizations I'm working with. Yes, of course.
Wow.
Yes, this is probably one of the most expensive parts. This is medication that we are pushing. So yeah, like a lot of money are going towards medical supplies for sure. But like I'm trying to save as much as I can, and I'm trying to, as much as I can, purchase everything inside the country.
Thank you very much for your amazing work here. I just want to ask a few private questions. How
Okay.
old are you?
I'm 24.
Why are you doing this?
Because I feel like I have no choice. because I feel like this is my country. This is my country. I have family in here, and I have little sisters, and honestly I just want better future for future generations, and I am a strong believer of that we cannot negotiate with the devil, and devil for me is Russian occupiers right now. And I am doing this, and I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed a lot of my future plans because I am a lawyer myself. I just like got out recently from the law school, and I had other plans, but this is what I'm doing right now because I feel like I have to for my younger sisters and younger generation this country to not, so I just don't want them to deal with it anymore.
Ola, but this is dangerous. How often do you go to frontline to help people in small villages next the Russia occupation?
I pretty much live somewhere out there in those areas. I live this weird gypsy life right now where we're staying inside the van and just like helping as much as possible. But to be honest, it's hard for me. It's better for me to be out there. It's harder for me to come back to more peaceful, how we would say, cities, because I just know that I'm needed out there, and I feel needed out there. And everyone who is still like fully invested into the war effort, this is my family, and I'm with them out there, and I just don't want to leave them because this is my family out there.
I just learn every time Russians target this kind of cars, cars which do evacuation for civilians from frontline. How do you protect yourself?
Here, jamming systems, as I said before. But honestly, there is no such thing as like you cannot be safe, and this is a risk that each person who sits in this vehicle and go, it's everyone takes this risk, and everyone understands that something can happen. But all of us, every single person who is working inside this vehicle, unfortunately, like we've all lost someone in here. We know how death feels like. We know that it's unfortunately it's very unfortunate, but for us death is something that is happening on a daily basis. And so I don't think I'm afraid. It's just something that you accept, and once you accept that something can happen, you're not afraid anymore. You just do what you have to do.
How many people do you have in your team, and how many of them Americans?
Actually right now, so when we just started with the evacuation mission, it was just 3 of us, and it was me as Ukrainian and 2 of my teammates, amazing medics, and both of them are Americans. Now constantly it's me and my friend Devin. He's American.
Oh, we are going to ask you
We're gonna ask you a few questions too. So yes, right now my medical team who is working here is mostly foreigners.
Thank you very much.